With nearly 2 decades in the insurance industry, Cogitate's national sales account leader, Thielman, has seen the business from nearly every angle, partnering with claims teams, loss control, underwriting, audit, and billing across some of the country's largest national carriers. His career in sales and distribution gave him a front row seat to what makes these carriers so dominant. In this conversation, Aaron shares what he witnessed firsthand inside national carriers, their greatest strengths, and why the next chapter of their growth will depend on them making the right technology decisions.
In the insurance world, scale matters, right? And so a lot of these companies were able to build scale by having a broad suite of products and being multi-line, right? So when I say multi-line, meaning they've got personal lines, they've got small commercial, they've got middle market, they've got professional services, cyber, right? You get the idea. The list goes on and on. And so by having a broad suite of products and being multi-line, over the years, they can figure out how to achieve profitable growth, whether it's a hard market or whether it's a soft market, right? If you're a regional carrier or a smaller carrier, geography can be a limit. Maybe line of business can be a limit. It can get much more difficult, where these national carriers have so much scale, regardless of whether it's a hard or soft market, they can achieve profitable growth.
Got it. Is there anything to be said about the talent within these national carriers?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, there's, if you look back over the 100 years that these companies have been in business, it's been an arms race for talent, whether you're in sales and distribution, claims, underwriting. Just me being our conversation, right? I worked for 3 different national carriers. So there's always kind of a recruitment of people trying to mine different organizations and find the best talent. But these larger carriers, along with product and line of business, they've been trying to evolve their distribution. So it's independent agents, typically. Historically, that's where the bulk of their customer base has grown. They're doing more with MGAs. They're trying to do more with programs. In the last 20 years, there's different digital distribution customers that they're trying to reach out to. And then you've seen some over the last probably 15 years where they are deploying resources to doing some direct plays, whether that's in personal lines or the micro end of small commercial. So again, along with product and lines of business, their distribution has evolved as well. And they're probably more of a focus on trying to meet the customers where they are. Mm. All the national carrier brands that I've worked with have legacy platforms. Now, I talked about being multi-line, right? That's a part of their value suite. A lot of those lines of business are in legacy applications, right? Those legacy applications are not cloud native. So, one of the challenges is you think of personal lines, small commercial, middle market, professional liability. Those underwriters all could be working in different applications. And because they're not cloud native, if one application goes down and they're all intertwined, right, it impacts everything else that it touches. I've lived through an internal application having a disruption and that impacting a customer-facing small commercial online rating portal, right? And that can be a real challenge. So first challenge is they're not cloud native. The other challenge is because they are legacy platforms, they're not equipped to just bolt an AI product onto them. So the national carriers are kind of at a crossroads where they have to make some decisions just to be able to evolve with today's technology and what's out there. I can't tell you how many meetings I was in with, let's say talking with an independent agent, right? Hundreds of meetings where I'm with a middle market counterpart, and that agent would ask a question, and they would say, what kind of lead time do you need to bring you a new piece of business? And inevitably, the answer to that would be at least 2 to 3 weeks. Lead time, please. Mm-hmm. If you can give me a month or more, even better. The reason they're saying that is, especially for a middle market account that might have a large property schedule, might be multi-state, might have a larger auto fleet, that is a manual input on the carrier side to get that in. So the majority of that time on the carrier side is spent just getting that data into a system for an underwriter to then underwrite it. And imagine the return for a carrier if that question is, hey, I can get this back to you within a couple days, right? What excites me about Cogitate is that capability and that technology, we have that. And we talk going back to, the national carriers over the next 2 to 5 years, say over the next 100 years, technology is going to be a bigger impact for their growth than maybe it even has been historically. Yeah.